bonjour, bonsoir, bon après-midi à tout le monde. De partout où vous êtes, from wherever you are, I greet you all in the name of the Lord. I'm Lady Merlin Keto from Olive Gospel Ministries, and I'm coming back to you with another session of wisdom. Yes, Bwagnya. I'm telling you, Bwagnya, Bwagnya, Bwagnya. We'll never get enough of it. Right? We will never do. So go ahead, share this live. Tell somebody, it's on. Yes. And today I'm bringing you someone's very special, very special. He has a lot of wisdom to give you. I'm telling you. Today, by the way, we're celebrating our veterans. Before we start, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all you do for us. You make us feel safer. Thank you for your work. And today we're receiving a veteran, someone who works in the U.S. Armed Forces, and will help us understand what exactly it's all about, his experience, and we'll just talk about that. Go ahead, share. And come and join us. Join the party. Share the live, share. Tell somebody she's on. Yes, we're talking about something really, really interesting. Go ahead, share. As I'm doing my homework as well to share. Thank you. All right. So we have a goal, which is the minute we have one viewer, we're ready to start. Because we know we're changing one life at a time. Someone needs to hear this. Go ahead, share it. Tell somebody we are on. For some reason, I don't see the live coming up on my side, but I believe since I see people, I know they can see us. Go ahead. Share the live. Share it. Share. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you for the great work. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Pastor Keto. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. All right then. I will, without further ado, welcome. Drum rolls. My VIP guest. Boom. Greetings, Sergeant K.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening. I'm so blessed to have you today. Thank you so much. So, some people know you, others don't. Can you tell us who are you?
Okay. Well, I am Didi Kenabantu, and I moved to the United States in 2000,
Mm-hmm.
and then joined the United States Army in 2001, and it's been uh, it's been 20 years now,
Wow.
going into 21 years. Uh, and I will be retiring from the service next year. So it's been 20 years of my life that I've spent in the army, and
Really?
yeah,
Huh. Interesting. Wow. How long did you do again in the army?
20 years.
20 years in the army. Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay. So what led you to go there? I mean, it people have different reasons to join things such as the army. Do you have a
yeah.
history of family members in there, or what exactly led you to go in there?
No, it was just when when I moved to the States. Um, there was not really a lot of jobs available
Mm,
at the time, and I was kind of like trying to find myself, and just watching TV and seeing commercials. And the funny thing is, my brother,
mm-hmm,
who I was living with, he
mm-hmm,
was actually approached by army recruiter.
mm-hmm,
He talked to him about possibly joining the army. He was not interested, but he
mm-hmm,
brought back home a business card.
mm-hmm.
And when he told me about all the things that they talked, I was like, I want to go ahead and try to find out on my own.
Yeah.
My primary goal was to go to school, to go to
Yes.
college.
Yes.
But at the time, since I was just new to the country, I
Mm-hmm,
didn't have I didn't have a credit. I didn't
mm-hmm,
have money, and I tried to apply for financial aid, but it was not enough to cover all the classes. So,
mm-hmm,
and with one of the benefits from the army was a way to pay for college. So,
mm-hmm,
since that's what I wanted to do, and I decided to go talk to a recruiter and find out what the requirements at the time and
Mhm.
see if I qualified. And that's how I started.
Okay, okay, interesting. Well, what has been your experience like? Did you actually, what the recruiters used to tell you and what you used to hear about people, has it been equal to your experience in there, or were you like, yeah, have been catfished?
Well, well, everyone has a different experience when it
Yeah.
comes to the army. Mine, I would say, was it's been pretty good. If I mean, if it wasn't, I wouldn't stay 20 years. You know,
Yes.
I mean, it's got like anything in life has ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to try to balance things out and see what works for you and what doesn't. For me, it's been
Yeah.
great because it allowed me to travel. That's one of the
Mm-hmm.
things I like to do. Go to different
Okay.
places, uh, see different people, and made a lot of friends throughout my
Yes.
career. And I did go to college and
Mm-hmm.
have it paid for by the army. So basically, bottom line is I got to do what I wanted to do, and so my experience has been positive for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So now we in a period of, I mean, we just came out of a period of confinement, and it's still, in between. What would you say? What was your experience like in the army, confinement in there? Or were you confined in your unit, or how was it?
Oh no, no. I mean, I live. I'm at home right now. I live.
Okay.
I live at. I have a house, and whenever the COVID shutdown happened,
Mm-hmm.
we just everyone just had to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
And the hardest thing for me was because I had just recently moved to a new state,
Mm-hmm.
so I really didn't know too many people here. I recently moved here, and everything was closed. So I was home for the most part. All I did was go to the grocery store, grab some stuff, and come back. Just make sure like maybe once every 2 weeks. So, um, so that was kind of like my experience. It wasn't like we were confined in one area. No, it's just that people were at home and not
Mm-hmm.
going to work for like 4 or 5 months. But
Okay.
yeah,
I see. Well, some of us are already excited for the party, the retirement party, such as my one and only Uncle Noble Mandela, all the way in Los Angeles. We're thinking about, well, we need those invites. We don't want to be left out. Thank you
yeah.
so much. So, some people want to join the army, but again, they don't know why or how. They don't have enough incentives. What would you say people should join the army?
So my thing with that is, um, it has to be a personal decision.
Mm,
If someone wants to join the army, I try not to tell people you should join the army because, like I said, my experience is different than everybody else. When I joined the army, no one told me to.
mm,
I went to talk to the recruiter because I was interested, and I did a little bit of research at the
mhm.
time, just so I can get myself educated on that. Now,
Mhm,
back then, this was in 2001.
mm,
Actually, it was yeah 2000 2001. The information flow wasn't as much as it is nowadays.
yeah,
Now
yes.
everyone has access to information at their fingertips with their phone, the internet, everywhere.
Mhm,
So if someone would wants to join the army or any other military branches, I'll say do your research first, and if you feel like that's something that you want to do, then go find your local recruiter
mhm,
and speak with them and find out if you qualify for it. And even after that, if
mhm,
you still want to do it, I would say get with your family members. If you are married, get with your spouse. or involve somebody in your family in that decision making. That
Mhm.
way, um, it's not just you, because that decision you'll be making will involve your family members as well, if if you have a
Mhm.
family. So I would say, if you are interested to join the army, do your research.
Mhm.
I can, you know, answer some of the questions.
Mhm.
But for me, my goal when I joined the army was to be able to go to school, which
Mhm.
I did. Eventually, I ended up doing, um, and to be on my own.
Mhm.
Some, you know, so I've been on my own since I was 20 years old, since I came in the United States. So
Mhm.
it's it takes discipline. It takes um, being organized. But once again, the army is not for everybody. But if
Mhm.
you want to do it, people have questions here. Be willing to answer. But yes, just do your research.
Do your research. Yes. So some of
Yeah.
the research would like to do it with you because I know
Okay.
you've been an army recruiter for some
Yep.
time, and
Yep.
then I know you don't do it right now. For example, what's the best age to get in to join the army?
So my personal advice would be um, to join when you're still young. So the minimum requirement to join the army is 17. But if you are 17, you will need um, parental consent. That means a parent has to sign off on you joining the army.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you turn 18, you don't need a parent to sign for you.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I say um, the earliest you can do it, I would
Mm-hmm.
say, is the best time to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because um, even for me, I was 19, 20 years old, and I am retiring at 40 years old. If someone joined at 17 or 18, they can retire at the age of 37, 38.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they still want to continue work, find a different job, they will still be, uh, you know, they will still have time to be able to start a new job while at the same time receiving their retirement payment from, the military service. So, once again, to answer your question, I would
Mm-hmm.
say the best age to do it, it would be to do it the earliest possible,
Mm-hmm.
if you are qualified. Yeah.
Okay. So, some parents like to send their kid in the army because they feel like it will kind of straighten them out. You'll fix some character issues. What do you think the army would definitely teach you that the regular life of a citizen won't teach you at all?
Um, so the army teaches you um, discipline, um,
Okay.
values. Now, values are things that people come with from their families, from their cultures, or things like that. But we also have a value is in the army.
Mhm.
The thing is, one of the things that I learned the most in the army was is discipline,
Mhm.
because you are taught to be, you know, always
Mhm.
on time, the right uniform. Like when I go to places, I try to be there early. This is
Mhm.
something like the army instilled in me. That's why, like, I am sorry about this whole thing, because for me, I was thinking, it was going to be at 5 o'clock my time here, and it's going to
Okay.
be 4 o'clock your time. But normally, I'm always like early. I'm always on time. But
No
that's one of the things that I learned is always trying to be on time.
problem.
Always try to um, um, what's the best way to say it? Your appearance. Um,
Mhm.
I uh, I have never been like an athletic person. But
Mhm.
I, with uh, in my army career, I've learned to eat healthy, exercise, and take care of my body. Um, so
Mhm.
those are things that a lot of people do on their own already, but
Mhm.
um, for others, they're learning through, for me, for instance,
Mhm.
through the army. So not only you have um, physical training that you do, but you also learn about um, discipline on how to, how to be professional,
Mhm.
basically. So you receive multiple training on different things, but at the
Mhm.
same time, you also receive discipline as a person, and be a healthy person.
Mhm. Mhm. Very deep. You're right. Some of us, some people have that, natural tendency to be punctual, to be
Mhm.
disciplined, and all these things. But again, it takes a whole lot of meaning when it's a training, when it's a mandatory thing to do, and it's expected. Now, some of us, come from back home, from different part of the world. We don't have the same meaning of what to be in an army, what to be a soldier means. So some people want to join, but again, they don't have the mindset for it, or they don't know what to expect. What would you tell someone, let's say from back home, so alingia kota wakimbila hour, what to expect as Elani, what exactly is going to happen?
Well, the first thing is you have to be a permanent resident, right?
Okay. Mhm.
If you want to join the army, the United States Army, you have to be a permanent resident or you have to be a U.S. citizen. Um, Before I joined, no one thought that I would be able to go ahead and make it through. I
Mhm.
was, I've always been like a skinny guy. People were like, "Okupufa, you okay? Maybe we'll Okupufa," you know. uh,
I guess that drive, that was the drive now for you to stay
it's
there and prove people
tr-
wrong, huh?
true, it was a challenge and I accepted it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, never let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do. If you put your mind into it and you believe in yourself. So for me, it was kind of, um, you know, I wanted to do it, and but as far as preparing to join the army, I really didn't prepare for anything. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, to be honest.
Mhm.
I found out as I went through it because the thing is, at the time, I really didn't know how to speak English well, so I was
Right.
still learning.
Mm.
But I still joined the army. I was able to. I passed. I took a test. I passed it. It was a basic test in English and math. I took the test. I passed it. It was simple, but I still didn't know how to speak English. So
Wow.
if you ask me today, it was like, how did you do it? I'll tell you, I don't know how I did it, but
Mm.
I did. But so to anyone, um, if the U.S. Army is not the same for if there are people watching from different places or
Mhm.
from back home. Um, it is different. Um,
Mhm.
it's very different. It's not only it's a job, but it's also an honorable job.
Mhm.
People respect you for who you are as a soldier.
Mhm.
It's not, as you can see, today, yesterday, Veterans Days is
Mhm.
it's a day basically to thank people who served in the army. Sometimes people get confused between Veterans Days
And
and Memorial.
Memorial Day, exactly.
Yeah, so Memorial Day is for those who passed away in the
Oh.
service, from wars and things like that. But
Mhm.
veterans is for those who served um, at some point in the military. So um, the good thing for me being in the army, One of the things I said, um, being able to go to college, being able to um, afford a living.
Mm-hmm.
I have a house, I have a car, I have a steady job, I have medical um, insurance, and all those things that most people in America already have, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's 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 a job that I've had for 20 years and never had to worry about waking up and you know worrying about if I still have a job because
Mm-hmm.
that is my job. That was the job that I had. I get paid every month, even when, like you said last year during COVID with the
Mm-hmm.
confinement, I still get paid. I didn't lose my job. A lot of people unfortunately lost their jobs, but because the army is government job, so you still continue to get paid. So
Mm-hmm.
um, the other thing is you get to travel, like I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so these are kind of like some of the benefits and some of the things that you would be you would have access to
Mm-hmm.
that you normally wouldn't with different jobs.
I see. Well,
Mm.
you said about what you liked. What about what you feel like not you didn't like, but you feel like could have been improved or could can still be improved?
So, I mean, like you said, um, in the beginning, I said there are ups and downs, and like every job, everyone has things that they like about their job or they don't like about their jobs. And the same thing goes with life in general. When it comes to the army, um, like I said, if there are things in the army I didn't like, I wouldn't like to the point where it was just too much. I wouldn't have spent 20 years in the army. Now,
Mm-hmm.
um, the the truth is,
Mm-hmm.
being a soldier, you a lot is expected out of you. Your job. There are times where you get sent to places where there are conflict
Mm-hmm.
because we know there are conflicts in the world everywhere. So
Yes.
that is part of your job. That's what
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people don't understand. You are a soldier, yes. You see soldiers here back at home, and where you go, but there are times where people are called upon to go to go do their job away from the country and go other places. So uh, other people will see as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was not a bad thing because it was part of my job.
Mm-hmm.
Going to um, places like Iraq, Afghanistan. Yes, these places were places of conflict and dangerous places, but um, um, it was part of my job.
Mm-hmm.
And we went there, we worked, and then we came back uh, by the grace of God, came back alive. Some people
Praise
never made it
God.
back, but most of us did. So when you look at it from the outside, you can see as okay, that's a bad thing. Why should you go to war? It's
Mm-hmm.
We don't choose to go to war as soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
It's my job, and it's kind of like wherever people
Mm-hmm.
work. There are certain tasks that people have to do at their job. Um, it's not that they chose to make those things happen. It's just that it's part of the job. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the way I look at it, basically. And for someone may think of it as, it's one of the downside of being in the army. But to me, I don't look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of the things that I guess sometimes I feel like sometimes it's could be a negative, but because we get told you are a soldier 24/7, meaning
Mm-hmm.
Anytime something happens, you are a soldier. You are always a soldier,
Wow.
no matter what time of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are times where you get called back to go to work because something has to get done.
Wow.
But um, so you can't say like, "Oh, I'm off," because
Mm-hmm. You can clock out of the, you can clock
no,
out.
right?
Whoa.
We don't clock in, we don't clock out because we are always soldiers. So at any time, anything can happen, or we may be needed. It doesn't really happen, but it can
Mm-hmm.
happen. It happened before, and so sometimes it's just like you could be enjoying your weekend, and something happened, you get called, but that's a small. It's just a small um, portion of you know things that I can really say it's negative.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I I have no complaints.
Mm, mm, mm. I
Yeah.
see. I see that. Wow, that's very deep. And with that being said, what would you suggest people to do before they join the army?
Um, Once again, do your research.
Mm,
There shouldn't be anybody who joins the army without knowing exactly what they're getting into.
mm-hmm,
Because even when I was a recruiter,
mm-hmm,
I would speak to young people when they come up there. I'll do my best to answer all the questions, tell them like what is it that they need to know.
mm-hmm,
But if someone comes up to me and just by us having a conversation, I can tell that okay, this person has done some research and this one didn't. Um, um, Especially nowadays, it's 2021. Like I said before, you have um, the information in your hands 24/7, and if that's not enough,
mm-hmm,
um, always ask questions to prepare. So I'll just talk a little bit how the process goes
yes,
to
the step by
join
step.
the.
Yes.
Yeah. So the way it happens is first you have to meet the requirements. So there are requirements as far as age. You have to be a certain age. You can't come in
Mm-hmm,
as young or too old, right?
mm-hmm,
Because
yes.
there are requirements. Um, you also um, cannot have criminal records.
Mm,
Um, I mean, sometimes you may have a small record here and there, and
mm-hmm,
depending on the severity of you know uh, the infraction or whatnot,
mm-hmm,
then they'll look into all of that.
mm-hmm,
You have to be a healthy person, meaning um, not having certain medical conditions that can prevent you from joining the army.
mm-hmm,
Let's say if you have breathing problems and you can't run, not only it would be dangerous to yourself
mm-hmm,
because we do a lot of physical training.
mm-hmm,
So if you know you're not healthy enough, then I wouldn't suggest you join.
mm-hmm,
So you have to be a certain height and weight, meet those requirements so that you are physically able to conduct training.
mm-hmm,
Um, and there, and then there are other requirements as well, as far as if you are um, married or how many kids you have, if you're a
mm-hmm,
single parent, and things like that. Those are questions that you can get answers from your recruiter because it changes, depends on it depends on the what is it they're actually accepting at the moment. So it changes sometimes, but
mm-hmm,
uh, other things you have to pass an aptitude test,
mm-hmm,
meaning you have to take a test on, and they're trying to see um, your level in math, English,
mm-hmm,
science, uh, So there's a test that you take, not like the SAT, but it's
Mhm.
called the ASVAB. And
Mhm.
the ASVAB has many questions on math, mechanical science, and things like that.
Mhm.
So what that test does is you have a score, and that score will determine what kind of job you qualify for. Because
Mhm.
that's the other thing I wanted to say. Because a lot of people don't know when they think army, they just think like everybody does the same job in the army. No, there are more than 150 jobs in the
Mhm.
army that you can
Mhm.
qualify for, or that you can do. You can be a nurse, you can be a doctor, you can be a mechanic, you can
Mhm.
be a cook, you can be almost anything. So the way you qualify for some of those jobs is by how well you score on the test.
Mhm.
So by taking that test, that's why a lot of people sometimes they don't know they don't know what they want to do. Then
Yeah.
they show up, they take the test, they want to do a certain job, like talking about they want to be a do cybersecurity, but their score doesn't qualify for it. you
Mhm.
know. So, or someone comes in and say, I want to be a dental assistant, or I want to be, uh, X-ray room specialist, but they don't qualify because
Mhm.
they this test score did not, you know, uh, did not qualify for that particular job.
Mhm.
So those are the things that. So if you want to join, prepare to take the ASVAB. It's called the ASVAB test. You can Google it, and
Mhm.
you can find, they have exercises on the internet and things like that, or you can just practice. They have apps, they have books at the library. You can go get your books so you can prepare yourself. So
Mhm.
that would be like one of the first steps, because you want to
Okay.
pass the test.
Mhm.
Once you pass the test, then you have to take the medical exam. So it's
Wow.
like yeah, it's a full physical exam. They check your vision, they check your hearing, they
Mhm.
check your lungs. They do a full physical just so to make sure that you are physically fit
Mhm.
to join the army, and see if you don't have any, previous medical conditions that that the army needs to know about.
Mhm.
So once you take the physical as well, and then you have to pick a job based on your score,
Mhm.
and then you do the swearing. You swear in and you sign your contract, and then after that you will go to basic training, which is like boot camp for like 9 weeks. That's where you learn the basic
Mhm.
skills as a soldier. They
Mhm.
will teach you, you get into a lot of physical training every day. You do physical training so they
Mhm.
can get you, physically fit.
Mhm.
And you learn a lot more. You have classes on a lot of military subjects,
Mhm.
and that's like 9 weeks. So for 9 weeks, you go to basic training to learn the basic skills as a soldier,
Hmm.
because everybody has to have the same standard at the
Mhm.
minimum.
Mhm.
So regardless of your job, regardless
Mhm.
if you are a nurse, a mechanic, or an infantryman or a military police, we all do the same basic training.
Mhm.
Now, after that, the 9 weeks, then you will go learn your specific job.
Mhm.
If you are a mechanic, you will go to mechanic school. If you are military police, you go to military police school. If you're an
Mhm.
engineer, you go to engineer school. But in the beginning, everybody starts with the same basic training.
Mhm. Mhm. Wow.
Yeah.
So what's one of those basic trainings for every soldier? One thing every soldier should learn, or characters. One thing they should all have. What is it?
But it's not just one thing. It's just a lot. There's a lot of things. But we all learn how to read a map, for instance, right?
Mhm.
Because now everybody has a GPS on their phone, Google Maps, and things like that. But as a soldier, you should be able to read a map
Mm-hmm.
without electronics. They give you a compass, they give you a plain map. You should be able to look at a map to know that this is the terrain, this is a river, just by looking at a map. Because you're not always going to have a phone with signal. You have to learn um, the minimum primary, like they call it first aid. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if if someone is, for instance, eating and they start choking on the food, you should be able to administer first aid to help them
Mm-hmm.
with that. If someone is
Mm-hmm.
choking, as a
Yes.
soldier, you should learn how to shoot a weapon. They will
Mm-hmm.
teach you how to shoot a weapon. As a soldier, you should be able um, to um, have basic communication skills on the radio. So things like that um, are like the basic stuff that you are taught um, at basic training.
I see, I see. Well, thank you so much for your answers. We have a few questions that we'd like to not pass because I'll get in trouble. So let's let's go through them. One of them is, what sort of support services opportunity can one expect after leaving the army?
So it depends on if you have an honorable discharge. What I mean by that is
Mm,
some people they come in, they join the army, and then while they're in the army, they get in trouble or they don't finish their contract, and then they are basically turned away. They are kicked out of the army. Um, and then you have other people who join the army for a contract of 3, 5, 6 years, or even do all 20 years, and then they finish their contract with honorable discharge. What comes with that, for instance,
mm,
is for me, I'm speaking on my personal experience. Once I retire, I will start receiving retirement pay. I will still have access to medical services.
mm,
If let's say I am sick and I need to see a doctor, I don't have to always pay out of pocket and pay those um, you know big premium insurance. I'll still keep my military insurance and have access to military bases.
mm,
Um, um, some of the benefits um, that people have after leaving the army, because okay, now that you are a veteran, some businesses offer discounts
mhm.
um, to veterans.
Okay.
It depends. Sometimes I can go to a store, like, oh, you're a veteran. Okay, you get 15% off on this item or in anything in the store, uh, or um,
Okay.
or you can get discounts sometimes on travel, um, but there is not a specific um, there's not a specific uh, how would you say um, like
Bundle?
benefits. Yeah,
Yes.
it's not like
Mhm.
a whole bundle. Like everywhere, every veteran gets
Yes.
the same thing.
Mhm.
So some of it depends on private businesses, or some of it is just that depends on what kind of discharge you had after your
Mhm.
service.
Mhm.
So yeah, so
I see.
it's not like you are getting paid extra money. It's based on it's it's just some benefits
Some.
that makes life
Easy.
easier than
Mhm.
most, So yeah.
Mhm. I see. So, what can make a person or a soldier get kicked out with less than an honorable discharge? What can happen?
I mean, a lot of things can happen. Because I mean, people in the army are not perfect.
Mhm.
Not everybody's perfect. So there are
Exactly.
certain things that we cannot do in the army. Let's say some people do drugs,
Mhm.
at work. We don't do that in the army. We don't do drugs. We don't do if someone goes and start drinking and they start, they go drinking and start driving and then they get pulled over and
Mm,
drinking and driving. Those are like kind of troubles you can get into.
mhm,
So the army doesn't tolerate those things,
mm,
um, but still people get in trouble for doing things like that.
mm,
Or you can think of anything that that society may
mm,
consider wrong. Uh, Most likely it is also wrong in the
yeah,
military.
yes. Yeah.
So um, with the army is even stricter because it's a little
Mhm,
strict. So sometimes you can get away with it in the civilian sector, but
mhm.
in the army, there are things that we just don't allow. So yeah, so we have because we have to be the example.
Exactly, exactly. Wow. Okay. No bombe na army. So milara bombe ya na army te. All right. So we have another question. Can you reconsider and quit the army?
So when you say that the army is not a job you just quit, like when you have a job, let's say at McDonald's or at a restaurant. No, you sign a contract. So people sometimes, when they go into the process, um, they change their mind. So before you sign your contract, make
Mhm,
sure, once again, like I said, do your research, ask questions, and make sure it is what you want to do,
mhm,
because it will save you time and possibly money, or the headaches. So I always
mhm,
tell people, I know I keep saying this over and over, but you want to join the army, do your research
mhm,
and ask questions to make
mhm,
sure it's the right thing for you. Because you once
mhm,
you get started, you sign a contract with the U.S. government, okay? Because
mhm.
the United States Army is part of the U.S. government. So you're signing a contract, and like, a lot of people don't read everything,
Mm,
even on your receipt or when you sign a new
yes,
phone contract. A lot of
yes.
people don't read the fine print,
What they
but
get into.
right, the army, it's not fine print. It's a clear contract that you're signing that say you will do 3 years with the army. Now, if after a year or two and you decide, you know what, the army is not for me, the best thing to do is finish out your contract, all right,
Mhm,
your 3 years, and then once your time is up, you go
mhm,
back and do what you were doing before or something new. There are times, like I said, sometimes
mhm,
people don't finish the contract because of medical reasons or getting in trouble. So,
mhm.
but you just can't say, "Oh, today I quit." It doesn't work like that in the army. You just can't quit in the army like that. You know,
Okay.
if 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 you're not prepared to be in the army, don't go in the army.
Mm, mm,
Okay.
mhm.
So that's why I'll keep saying this over and over. If you
Yes.
want to join the army, do your research, get all the information you need.
Mhm,
Um, the army is not a movie. It's not a
mm,
movie. It's not what you see in the movies.
mm,
It's not what some somebody your friends tells you what the army is like. No, if you want to get the correct answer, speak to someone who's actually in the army, like let's say
mhm,
myself,
mhm,
or someone that you know in your family that served in the army, or go to a recruiter.
mhm,
Okay,
mm.
by by you going to see a recruiter, ask questions, it
Yes.
doesn't mean you sign the contract. No,
Mhm,
that's not how it works. That's not how you
mhm,
join the army. You can
mhm,
literally go to an army, a recruiting station, and
mhm.
ask questions. Yes, those recruiters are gonna try to make you join the army. They're
Yes,
gonna try to convince you to join the army, but you
exactly.
don't have to. You can just
Mhm,
go there, ask questions, and get all the information. And then, once you are satisfied with those answers, then you make your decision on whether or not you want to join the army.
mhm.
But don't don't go halfway in, not knowing what you want to do,
Yes.
because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna regret it if
Yeah.
you don't know what you get into.
Mhm,
I went in. I did not know what I was getting into,
Mhm.
but with time, I and then it was not because I didn't have access to information at the time,
Mhm.
but I ended up making friendship with people there, and I figured it was best for me to continue. And like I said, if the army was that bad, I wouldn't have done 20 years.
Mm.
Um, so they don't force you to stay in the
Mm.
army.
Mhm.
You like my initial contract was 3 years. After 3 years, I renewed it for 2 more years. After two
Mhm.
years, I added 6 more years. After
Mhm.
6 years, 10 more years. So if you sign a contract with the army, there is a period. It's 3 years, 4 years, 5 years.
You have to
If
honor.
you, yes,
Mhm.
you have to honor your contract.
Mhm.
Uh, so once you're done with that and you say, okay, the army is not my cup of tea, you
Mhm.
know what? By all means, thank
Bye.
you for your service.
Mhm.
Go home.
Mhm.
There's no like one morning you just wake up and say like, I don't feel like the army is for me anymore.
Nalembi bino.
Right? Because here's what happens. Because some people have done it. They
Okay.
just decide not to show up.
Mm.
The army will look for you.
Ouch.
That's They will look for you, and if they find you, you may get arrested. Is it
Mm.
worth it? I don't think so. Okay, so
Wow. So how long is jail time for that kind of arrest?
there's no specific time. It depends. Um,
Mhm.
it depends. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Uh, you know,
Yes.
uh, there are times because if you're supposed to be at work and you don't show up, they call it,
Mm.
absence without leave. That means you comment on appelle ça?
Mhm.
Au
Ministère.
déserté.
Mm.
Oui,
Mm.
tu vois. Alors, you just decided not to show up and you just left. You went somewhere else. I mean,
Mhm.
people gonna try to call you. They're gonna try to contact you and find out, hey, where are you? But if you say like, okay, I'm not coming to work anymore, well, they're gonna send someone to come and get you because it's not. This is not a job at a restaurant. This is not a job at the gas station where you
Mhm.
just decide not to show up because
Mhm.
not only that, but people also depend on you, you
Mhm.
know. So it's not you working in the army is not just for yourself.
Mhm. I see. Wow.
Mm.
Okay, so I guess you kind of answered the next question, but I'll still go ahead and ask. First of all, Papa David Mandela says thank you for your service. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And the next question is, can you join the army part time? And what does it mean
So
part time?
so doing the army part time is basically doing being a reservist. The army reserve is the the part time, I guess, uh, option for the army. What that means is even the army reserve, like I said in the beginning, everyone has to have the basic training, regardless of your job. So full time full time job like army is what we call active duty, and the army reserve is what you call part time. Now
Mm,
the way the army reserve works is you will be working 1 weekend a month
mm,
or 30 days at some point during the year, like during
mm,
summertime. They have a schedule, so you only go to work 1 weekend a month, like maybe on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, and you stay local. So if let's say I am in Colorado now
mhm,
and I want to do part time with the Army, then the option for me will be to join the Army Reserve. Um, Even the Army Reserve starts just like the active duty. So you will
mhm,
go to basic training for 9 weeks,
mhm,
and then you will go to advanced individual training where you learn your job. And then after that, the active duty, they go to their the active duty units, and you come back home and do
mhm,
your reserve time at home, where you only work like 1 weekend a month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I see.
the benefits are different. Also,
Okay.
active duty, they give full benefits, meaning they give full medical coverage, they give dental coverage. Um, the reservist, because you're not getting paid as the full time, you still have dental, medical coverage, and insurance, life insurance, but it comes with at a cost.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as even active duty. We also pay towards our um, medical insurance and all that, but it's very minimal.
Mm-hmm.
But even compare reserve and the civilian sector, it's still better than what you would get from the civilian sector. So there is still some benefits with part-time or reserve, and you can still have your school paid for as a
Mm-hmm.
reservist. If you want to go to college and have the army pay for it, and that's still an option as well.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see. Well, I told you we have a few questions. I'll just get one more, one more, because I know you're tired. I know you're tired, but you gotta give us, help us. So this one is about PTSD.
Okay.
So she's read. Mama Onila, thank you so much for watching us. I've read a lot of books about PTSD among soldiers and the lack of or less help or psychological support. Are they programs and organizations that support soldiers after traumatic experience?
Yes, there are programs that are in place, and I am speaking on it from experience.
Okay.
I I myself have been diagnosed with PTSD also, but I've received help
Mm-hmm.
from a medical specialist,
Mm-hmm.
psychiatrist. The thing was the thing. What happens is like a few years back, there was a stigma on people if they have um, mental issues and things like that. If you talk about it, then people will look at you a certain way, or
Yes, you look down on you.
people were afraid that by talking about those things, then they will miss out on promotions or job opportunities. So,
Yes.
but then once even the higher ranking people start talking about it, to where it's not a negative thing to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody still doesn't welcome it the same way, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It took me years before I even started going to see a doctor. Some
Mm-hmm.
people they will spend the entire career in the army and never, not a single time, talk to anybody about it. And
Mm-hmm.
um, and then by the time they leave the army, things start getting even worse.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way you can receive help is by saying something.
Yes.
Um, you can have a degree in psychology or psychiatry or anything like that. You can just look at someone and tell, okay, this person has behavioral issues.
Mm-hmm.
That person has to say something. So, bottom line is there are there are uh, there are institutions in place. There
Yes.
is help, but you can only get help if you ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you don't ask for it and you don't go look for it, um, you're not gonna get the help. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like that everywhere. But um, we get we get help. We have um, you know, and even after your time in the army, if you still need help, you still need to talk to someone about you know um, those mental issues and whatnot. They are available. It's just that sometimes people don't want to um, be seen as weak,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't want to people to look at them a different way. I
Mm-hmm.
I have like I've been in 5 different deployments. Like 3 times I've been in Iraq, twice in Afghanistan, and a lot of things happen. But today I can. I can talk to anybody. I'm not afraid of, I'm not ashamed to say that I've been diagnosed with PTSD because it's not. People look at it, they think like, oh, he's crazy. I'm not crazy. Like
Yes.
no one here, anybody listening here, nobody knows. Because now people find out because I'm talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because um, and that's how they want people. If you want people to help you, you
Mm-hmm.
have to tell people. You can't just hide it. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
That's true.
that's
Mm-hmm.
I'm 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 confident. Like I'm strong enough to talk about it because these these things that they have in place that
Mm-hmm.
allow me to to deal
Mm-hmm.
with those things, to be able to
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. You know?
I see. I see. But I think you're right about the stigma. I think it's
Yeah.
not only in the army, also in just regular life. People have, especially now, African communities, we underestimate mental health issues, and we don't usually get the right help for that. And yeah, I would encourage that, and I think it makes you stronger when you go ahead and ask for the help that you need. But again, it's a good thing that in the army you have support system, you have people who help you out than in the regular life. Well, another last. Someone is asking, would you advise a soldier or someone in the army to marry someone in the army? That way it's easier to travel around, or someone out of the army. But again, you have that fear. What is she doing? What is he doing? What is he up to? What would you suggest? I mean, people having issues. Someone in the army or not
Don't
out of the
don't
army.
get married for the right reasons. Okay. Don't get
Okay.
married to travel. Don't get
Uh,
married for the benefits. Okay. Get married for the right reasons.
okay.
Uh, the travel, the benefits, they come after. So yeah, my advice would be find someone you love, okay,
Mhm.
and you get married, and that's the way to go. But if you're trying to get married so you can get
Free travels.
benefits and things like that, you starting off the wrong way. So
Hmm.
it's not
Hmm.
gonna end up,
Well,
uh, and it's not gonna end well. So
all
yeah.
right, all right. So it's Thanksgiving. What are you grateful for? You must have something great.
Uh, grateful for life in general.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot that went on last year, and
Yes.
then this year many people didn't make it. I am grateful that God has given me health, and I'm in good health. I'm like I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful
Hmm.
for everything.
Yes.
So it's when you look back at like everything that happened, like every day things
Yes.
happen. Oh, my phone is at 5%. Let me get a
Oh,
charger.
no problem.
So
That always happens. Well,
yeah.
in the
So
meantime, go ahead. Yes.
I have to charge it. Oh.
Well, people, guess what? I'm grateful for you. I'm so grateful for everyone who's been watching us right now. I'm extremely grateful as my guest is getting his charger. I would like to thank you for watching us and give someone an opportunity if you would like to receive Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. Psalm 46, it says it. The Lord of armies is with us. So you see, the army is recruiting people, but God Almighty is also recruiting people, and would like you to receive him as Lord and Savior. If you'd like to take this chance to welcome him into your life, just repeat after me. I'm just going to lend you some word that I want you to make yours. Just repeat after me. Jesus Christ, I receive you as my Lord and Savior. Come and guide me. Holy Spirit, be my friend. In the name of Jesus, I've prayed. Amen. Welcome in the body of Christ. Well, find yourself a church and reach us out. If you want, if you need some suggestions, I don't know, we can help out to the best of our abilities. But also get yourself a Bible. Yes, get yourself a Bible, it'll help you out. And if you have a few more questions about joining the army, go to your local army resorts. There's always an army shop somewhere in your shop, in your mall. You just go there and get all the informations you need. But also, if you need some information from Surgeon Didi Kenabantu, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to help you. I think he's ready right now to come back and help us out, answer all the other
Yeah.
questions. All right, here we go. So, you were telling us about what you're grateful for.
Yes. Just what I was saying. Good health and family. I'm grateful that I'm about to see this career through. I've already started my retirement process, so by next year I should be a civilian one more time, like once again, go back to the regular life.
Yay.
So this army career has been good for me, and I don't regret doing it because everything that I am today is kind of like what I've learned through the army and who I am, and so I'm grateful that I was able to do my time, and
Mm,
I can't
mm.
wait to start, I guess, the new life.
Interesting. So, what are your post-army plans? Because some people get bored, or after such a long time into a career, just going into a new field or just another way of living can be also traumatizing or just scary. Do you have any plans, or you just want to keep?
Um, so right now, um, we'll see. I don't have any concrete plans yet, so everything is just scrubbing things down as far as what I want to do. But I will definitely get another job. So, because even like I said, that retirement money is not the kind of money that you can just not work. You know,
Yes,
it's
yes.
not. So, especially in this country, so
Hmm.
I would have to eventually. I want to be able to just find another job that I enjoy doing,
Hmm.
um, and you know, I think that's what it comes down to. Find something that I enjoy doing, and then go from there. So
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I think that's a great plan because you're still thinking about something you enjoy, something you like doing. And I think that's a great plan. Thank you so much again to everyone who watched us. Thank you, Surgeon Didi Kenabantu. We thank you for your service and everything you've been
thank
doing
you,
for our country and everything else to anyone else who's been watching us, all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. Until we meet again next time, I'm Lady Melon Keto, and this was Bwagnya. Bye bye. Bye.